Luxury cars are parked by the roadside. The smell of roasting meat fills the air. Mallam Dogo's Suya spot is small, just a wooden stand, but the crowd is strange. Only the rich are here. Men in agbadas laugh loudly. Women in tight designer dresses lick oily fingers. Drivers wait by the cars. The camera focuses on Mallam Dogo, a tall man in spotless white kaftan, quietly turning meat over the fire. His hands move slowly, almost too carefully. His face shows no emotion. The fire crackles, and for a second, the flames flash green before turning back to red. Nobody notices. A fat politician, Honorable Kayode, pushes to the front. Kayode, grinning. "Mallam, abeg, give me 2,000 naira own, you know as usual. No onions, just pepper." Mallam Dogo, calmly. "You will wait, Honorable. The fire decides when the meat is ready." Kayode laughs, throwing money on the table. Others cheer. They are all addicted. Some chew so fast, it looks like they haven't eaten all day. A young man whispers to his friend, "Young man, once you chop Dogo Suya, you go dream about Some people they drive from Ikeja every night just to eat here." Friend, "No be ordinary Suya, my brother. The thing they sweet for body, like medicine." Zara, a young journalist, arrives in a taxi. She is not dressed fancy. Jeans, simple shirt. She looks around surprised at the crowd. She tells herself softly, "Zara, all this for Suya, now wa-oh." She walks closer, curious, watching how people fight to be served. At a corner table, a woman in gold earrings bites into a piece of meat and closes her eyes like she's in a trance. Zara frowns but smiles politely when the woman notices her staring. Finally, Mallam Dogo looks at Zara. His sharp eyes study her for a long second before he speaks. Mallam Dogo, softly. "New face. First time here?" Zara, nodding. "Yes, people talk about your Suya too much. I had to see for myself." Mallam Dogo smiles faintly and cuts a fresh piece of meat, sprinkling it with his special pepper. When Zara takes a bite, her eyes widen. The taste is unbelievable. Spicy, soft, smoky. It almost melts in her mouth. For a second, she feels dizzy, like a warm rush moving through her chest. Zara, softly to herself, What is this? This is too good." She eats another piece quickly without thinking. Mallam Dogo watches her closely, his lips curving in a small, knowing smile. As Zara finishes, Honorable Kayode bumps into her table, laughing too loudly. Kayode, grinning. "Sorry, fine girl. Enjoy the Suya while you can. Once you start, you can't stop." Zara laughs nervously, but doesn't reply. When she stands to leave, she glances at Mallam Dogo again. He's still watching her. His calm, dark eyes follow her every step as she walks away. As she enters her taxi, she licks her lips unconsciously. She's already craving another bite. Inside the Suya stand, Mallam Dogo drops his knife and whispers under his breath in Hausa. The fire sparks green again. Back in her small apartment that night, Zara sits on her bed scrolling through her phone, but she isn't focused. She keeps thinking about the Suya. She finally whispers to herself, "Zara, maybe I should go back tomorrow. Just one more plate." The screen fades to black. Soft whispers echo faintly. "Yes, come back. The fire is waiting." Zara arrives again, this time earlier than usual. She tells herself it's just to see what the hype is again, but her hands are already itching for the taste. The crowd is even bigger tonight. Rich customers argue over who came first. "Man in agbada, I was here before you. Move," woman in high heels. "Everybody calm down, Dogo will serve all of us." Zara sits at a corner, pretending to be calm, but her eyes keep darting to the fire. She can almost smell the meat from where she sits, and her stomach growls loudly. Mallam Dogo looks up briefly, their eyes meet. That same small smile touches his lips. When her plate finally comes, she digs in immediately. The first bite makes her close her eyes. It feels different from yesterday, sweeter, hotter, almost alive. Her body relaxes too quickly, like she's sinking into the chair. Her heart beats faster. Zara, whispering to herself, "Oh God, why does this thing taste better today?" She doesn't even notice Mallam Dogo staring at her. Nearby, Honorable Kayode grabs 2 sticks from another man's plate and laughs. Kayode, "No vex, my brother. You snooze, you lose." The man doesn't fight back. He just watches the suya hungrily, licking his dry lips. As Zara eats her last piece, a small boy, about 10 years old, walks up to the stand. He looks dirty and hungry. "Boy," softly. "Mallam, a beg, just small meat. I never chop today." Mallam Dogo turns slowly, his calm face unreadable. Mallam Dogo coldly, "Go away, this meat is not for you." The boy's face falls. He runs off. Some customers laugh. Zara frowns. Something about the way Dogo said it feels too sharp, too cold, almost like a warning. She glances at him again, but he's already back to cutting meat, his knife moving slowly in rhythm, his lips moving as if whispering to himself. For a moment, the fire sparks green again. Zara tilts her head, confused, but nobody else seems to notice. As Zara gets up to leave, her handbag strap catches on the leg of the bench. She bends to free it and notices something half buried in the sand under the table, a shiny object. She picks it up quickly. It's a gold wristwatch, slightly stained with what looks like dried sauce. She turns it over in her hand. Her breath catches. It looks exactly like her father's watch. Her heart skips. She glances at Mallam Dogo. He's still serving suya. But for the first time, she feels his eyes on her again, like he knows what she just found. She quickly drops the watch back in the sand and forces a smile as if nothing happened. Zara walks away quickly, pretending to be on a phone call. Mallam Dogo's calm voice follows her. Mallam Dogo, softly, without looking at her. "You will come back tomorrow, Zara." The fire doesn't like to be left waiting. Zara stops briefly, her eyes widening. She never told him her name. When she turns to look at him, he's already facing the fire again, cutting meat. Zara sits in her small apartment, staring at her father's photo on the wall. Her hands shake as she whispers to herself, "Zara, that was his watch. It has to be. What is happening here?" She picks up her phone to call the police, but stops. What will she even say? That a suya seller looked at her funny? Suddenly her phone screen flickers. For half a second, her reflection in the black screen doesn't move with her. It's smiling. She drops the phone, breathing fast. Then, a soft knock comes from her door. She walks slowly to open it, but when she pulls it open, nobody is there. She looks down. On the floor is a small paper bag, with hot suya inside, wrapped neatly. The screen fades to black as faint whispers rise. "Eat, eat. The fire is waiting for you." Zara arrives later than usual, wearing a cap and a simple black hoodie to blend in. Her mind is set. Tonight, she will find out what Mallam Dogo is hiding. She stands at a corner pretending to scroll on her phone while watching closely. The crowd is rowdy as always, but something feels different tonight. The customers look more desperate, their laughter too loud, their chewing too wild. A rich woman in a shiny dress argues with a man. Woman angrily, "That's my stick. I ordered first." Man, "Who cares? Go and fight Mallam if you want." They almost fight, but Mallam Dogo simply raises his knife slightly. The two stop instantly, their faces going blank for a second, like someone pressed pause on them. Zara notices this, her eyes narrowing. As Dogo becomes busy with customers, Zara quietly circles to the back of the suya stand. The smell of roasted meat is stronger here, mixed with something sour, almost metallic. There's a small wooden door at the back, slightly open. She peeks in. The room is dark, with only a dim oil lamp burning. She glances around to make sure no one is watching, then slips inside. The room is small, with sacks of spices and metal basins. But when Zara moves closer to one basin, her stomach turns. Inside are what look like bones. Human bones, cracked and burnt. Another basin has fresh raw meat, but the cuts are strange, too large, too oddly shaped to be from a goat or cow. Zara covers her mouth, fighting the urge to scream. Her eyes catch something on a shelf. A blood-stained gold chain she recognizes. Her father's chain. Her breathing quickens. Suddenly she hears soft whispering. She freezes. The whispering grows louder. Zara turns slowly toward the dark corner of the room. The oil lamp flickers. For a brief second, a shadowy figure crouches there, almost human but with glowing green eyes, watching her. Zara stumbles back, knocking over a basin. Bones scatter across the floor with a loud clatter. The whispering stops instantly. The wooden door creaks open. Mallam Dogo stands there holding his long sui knife. His face is calm, but his eyes are colder than ever. Mallam Dogo, softly, "You shouldn't be here, Zara." Zara backs away, her voice shaky. "Zara, what are you doing here? What is this?" Dogo steps inside slowly, his knife glinting in the dim light. "Mallam Dogo, the fire chose you the first day you tasted the meat. Once you eat, you belong to it." The whispering begins again, louder this time, as if many voices are speaking from the walls. The oil lamp burns brighter for a second, and shadows move along the walls, stretching toward Zara. Zara dashes for the door, but it slams shut on its own with a loud bang. Mallam Dogo smiles faintly. Mallam Dogo. The fire hates when its meat tries to run away. The screen cuts to black as the whispering grows into soft laughter. The backroom glows with an eerie green light. Zara presses herself against the wall, breathing fast. Mallam Dogo steps closer, his voice calm, almost like he's talking to a child. "Mallam Dogo, don't fight it, Zara. The fire gives power, the fire gives taste. But it takes two. You tasted it, now you belong." The whispering voices grow louder, overlapping like a crowd chanting. The shadows crawl along the walls, moving towards Zara. Suddenly, from outside, a loud commotion breaks out. The rich customers start screaming. Customers are acting strange. Some claw at each other for the meat, others bite into suya sticks with blood dripping down their mouths. One man collapses, shaking, his eyes rolling back. Another woman begins laughing uncontrollably as she stuffs handfuls of suya into her mouth. Honorable Kayode shoves two men to the ground, screaming, "Kayode, give me more, I can't stop." The fire pit flares up unnaturally, glowing bright green. A dark figure seems to rise inside the flames. The spirit itself, tall, smoky and faceless, with glowing eyes. The walls shake. Mallam Dogo's calm face finally cracks. The spirit's whispering turns to a deep, angry voice, filling the room. Spirit echoing, "You fed us well, Dogo, but you broke the rule. She was not meant to escape." Zara watches in shock as dark, smoky hands shoot from the walls, grabbing Dogo's arms and legs. Dogo struggles, his knife falling to the ground. For the first time, he looks afraid. Mallam Dogo, "No, I gave you everything. I gave you meat. I gave you souls." The spirit laughs, a horrible, deep sound. The hands drag Dogo toward the glowing fire pit outside. His body jerks violently as he's pulled through the doorway, screaming. Zara grabs the fallen knife and rushes out into the chaos. The customers are now fighting like wild animals, tearing at each other for meat. Blood splatters across the sand. Some lie still, twitching as smoke rises from their bodies. Zara ducks and runs, pushing past the crazed crowd. She glances back just once. Mallam Dogo is being dragged straight into the fire pit. His white kaftan burns instantly as the flames rise higher, swallowing him whole. His final scream echoes, "Mallam Dogo, the fire never dies!" The spirit roars, then collapses into the fire, sucking everything inside, tables, plates, even some of the customers who scream as they are pulled in. Zara barely escapes, throwing herself onto the street as the entire suya stand bursts into a huge green flame, then suddenly dies out, leaving only ashes. Zara sits on her bed, shaking, staring at the gold chain she rescued from the back room. Tears run down her face as she whispers to her father's photo, "Zara, I'm sorry, Daddy. I found you too late." Suddenly, her phone buzzes. A message pops up from an unknown number. "Hungry? The fire misses you." Her eyes widen. A soft knock comes at her door. Slowly, trembling, she walks to it and opens. Nobody is there, but on the floor is a familiar brown paper bag, steaming hot. Suya. The screen fades to black as faint whispers rise again. "Eat, eat, you can never stop."